for the league, it's good because they're now obviously a Champions League team with a
Yeah.
good manager. And Tottenham, again, new manager. Um, Obviously lost
Right.
Harry Kane, had to rebuild obviously their team to focus without playing through Harry Kane.
But okay, would you
Yeah.
say that when a team has to sign 5 players, for example, that slot into the first team,
Mm.
do you not give them, like, in your mind, time to gel before you start expecting top 4 finishes?
Depends on the team, really.
Depends.
Because if
I was just about to
you're
say that. Yeah.
So like, the reason why I'm asking is because last season,
Mm.
the way that I heard Man United fans talk about their own squad,
Yeah.
it wasn't like they had, like I'd say we had Alisson, Van Dijk, so forth and so forth. Yeah,
Mm.
no one really spoke like that. It was like, oh, we've got Kobe Minu,
Mm.
maybe what's his name, Rasmus Højlund. It's not that bad. If he had better service, he'd score more goals.
No,
Then
that's nonsense. He's rubbish.
people either loved or hated Garnacho. Most people hated him.
He's rubbish. Yeah.
Anthony, everyone hated him. Backline, apart from Martinez, no one really liked any of them when I was hearing them.
Mm.
Onana was got hated and then praised. So it was all a mixed bag. Nothing was kind of like firm, established. Oh, I can expect this 100% of the time. It was kind of like, you know,
You know what though,
uncertain.
yeah? I think Alex would agree with me, yeah. That squad that United had
Yeah.
was good enough to finish in the top four. I don't like the reason United didn't finish in that top four for me has to go down to the manager because United
I
had
think it's
enough
name. I,
players.
I think it was name. The names, you'd say, yeah, top 4.
Yeah, but the thing is,
But then,
if you look at the squad on the whole,
yeah,
a lot of the players United have in their squad can easily go and start for other teams in the league. So for me, United finishing eighth with that squad is not good enough, you know.
yeah,
I
And
that's
don't really think most of United's players are starting in the top 4, top 5 teams. Not really. Not
no,
most of
no, no,
them.
no.
Especially,
I mean
and the
other
reason,
teams in the league. I mean,
yeah, lower leagues, yeah, but like lower teams. But the reason why I said it is in context, it's the age. So, like Amrabat, for example, no one expected him to be played out of position so much when he first started, came into the team. They expected him to have a better impact on the team because of what he did at the last tournaments, yeah?
yeah.
The reasons why he signed him. But we never saw that. And then in midfield, your midfield is aging. Varane's aging. So it was kind of like an expected drop-off in terms of intensity at times, which is why like a lower block probably, suited you better than
Mm.
being more open. But I kind of think like you should temper your expectations on what the team's going to do next season.
what, so treat it like England then.
So there's
Yeah.
nah, not really. Okay, kind of. The reason why is because you've got you like you said, you're building a new team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, you're bringing in some young players, some kind of players that are not approaching their prime, for example. They're not that far off it. So you're building for this season, next season, as you go on. I don't really think you can expect too much success now if what you're saying about Ten Hag is true.
No, I understand what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. But like on paper, the signings we're making and the players we're having, we should be doing a lot better than what we did last season.
If you had a manager that, the kind of thing people say about Klopp, where how he kind of like makes players play above their level.
Yeah.
If you had a manager like that, I could understand why you'd say, okay, top 3 now, yeah, versus next season.
Mm.
And the reason why I put it like that is because although I see Man United making some good signings, kind of profile wise at the moment, they're not the only team that are looking at good players or looking to improve. And you guys already have like a distance to make up to catch up to some of these other sides.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like a top 3 finish as the expectation. Maybe the hope would sound better, but I think as an expectation, it's going to be difficult because I can see a lot more teams settled this season than they were last season. So for an example, Tottenham, they'll be much more settled this season. Villa, you could say they may be unsettled because of Europe, but I think they'll do okay.
Mm.
So I think I don't know. Nobody knows what Chelsea's going to be like. I don't think Chelsea know what Chelsea's going to be like ever.
I think
But
I think
then,
I think Chelsea might surprise a few teams this season. I think Chelsea can get another striker in, and then probably get another wide player on the left. I think they'll cause problems. I think personally.
Yeah, but the thing
uh,
is, what I'm seeing with Chelsea is they seem to be making all the wrong signings. They're making signings that they don't really need.
Mm.
Like overloading a lot of bases, but the one place that they need to concentrate on the most is
forward.
Yeah.
up front. I don't have any. I'm not a Chelsea fan, so I don't know why I'm saying this, but I don't have any faith in Jackson getting them to
You
where
know
they.
what? Jackson's not as bad as people make him out to be. I mean, he did outscore Hoyland. You know what I mean? So, which
But
which to be
You know what
fair
people
ain't
think
really
about
amazing,
Jackson?
but
Could
yeah,
be everything up to finishing, up to the finish.
yeah.
He often looks very good.
He's better as a second striker, I would say. If you get a main striker and then and then he comes off the bench to make an
Yeah, but
impact.
the
Huh?
who in football now up front who?
But
yeah,
no,
we
but
was
this, do you know
that
what? We had a conversation earlier. This is the problem in football, yeah. This is what I'm trying to say. Ivan Toney is a must signing because at the age that Ivan Toney is now,
Yeah,
there ain't a striker in world football that is going to be gettable.
How old is he now?
Price.
26,
He's 28.
28. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So if you look at his profile of what he is, and he's primed to go to a bigger team and help teams compete for Champions League places or
I
for
think
titles.
if he was 24, you'd hear more buzz. If he was 24, 25, you'd hear way more
Yeah,
buzz about
yeah,
going to
but
Bayern.
that's because there is no strikers in world football now that are of that age that are of a level. You know what I mean? And going back to what you said earlier about the third place finish, yeah. So
Mm.
if we're saying the signings United could make this season with the players they've been linked, so obviously Euro and Xerxes there linked with the Ligt, Braithwaite, Tony, Ugarte. If United made them signings with the squad they've got already, and my lineup would be Onana in goal, Dallo right back, um, Martinez and Euro at centre back. Left back's a question mark because Luke Shaw can't stay fit, and he's been there. He's been there almost a decade as well. He could be good cover for Martinez. Obviously, Malacia, we're not sure how he's going to get back. If United could get Kadioglu in, who can play both sides, then you go to the midfield of Kobe. If we're in the midfield of Kobe, Ugarte, and then you got a choice between Ericsson, Bruno, and Mount, which is not really a great three in my opinion. And then Jadon Sancho on the left, Amad Diallo on the right, and then Ivan Toney or Joshua Zirkzee up top. If United could put that team out every week, I think third place is a minimum requirement, in my opinion.
Yeah,
They could put that out. To go with obviously other players in the squad, like you
If
got
you're putting it
Rashford
out,
on the bench, you know what I mean?
if you're putting it out every week,
Yeah.
you'd be more inclined to say, yeah, top four finish makes sense because your team, you don't, you're playing with an unprecedented, settled team throughout the whole season.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not normal. Um, how those players perform once they're in the league,
Yeah.
that's yet to be seen. Like no one knows who's gonna have a fast start, slow start. I'll give you an example. When Szoboszlai came into Liverpool, he came with the hype, and when he started, he played like he was like the hype was justifiable.
Mm.
Now, because of various reasons, personal reasons, the the demands of the role he was playing, for example, the physical exertions, um, his performances dropped
Yeah.
as the season went on, and then people turned around to calling him Bozo. The geezer's not Bozo. The geezer's an extremely talented player. Yeah, so I think you'll see this season, especially with a change in the style of play that we have in midfield. So even with him, players like him, and you can go to Gakpo, you can go to McAllister. All of them have kind of like inconsistencies or times to kind of like gel into their position, their role. And if I'm looking at United and I'm thinking, okay, you've never had a super bad squad in terms of names.
Mm.
But in terms of performances on the pitch, it's always been lackluster. So now I struggle to expect that when these new players are coming in, they're coming into, if what you say about your manager is true, that they're going to be coming into these established roles where they have a set plan that makes it easier for them to acclimatize quicker and perform to the best of their abilities, because regardless of what they've done before, to get into the top four, they're going to have to perform to the best of their abilities 7 times out of 10 to get anywhere near those places. So
Yeah.
then it comes down to how good of a coach is Ten Hag. Is he as good as he was presumed to be at Ajax? Or is he, as you guys say, where you kind of need to move on from him as quickly as possible? Because if that's the case, regardless of who you bring in, like the years gone past, doesn't matter who you bring in, you're not going to see the results that you want to see on the pitch.
Yeah, I think what you just said there, I think it's clear to see that Ten Hag isn't a great coach, which is why the likes of Van Nistelrooy and Rene Hack has come in now. Because as I was saying to Alex earlier, I think some of the decisions that he made in terms of not giving Ahmad enough game time, consistently playing the likes of Garnacho and Hoyland when they're stinking the place up, dropping Rafael Varane